Isn't it a little bit homophobic that we're so focused on the straights of hummus and not the gays of hummus?
Yes, I agree. Yes, for sure.
Why do you think they're willing to leave the gays of hummus behind?
I think it's just historically, gays have always been very discriminated against, which is wrong on so many levels.
Even in war.
Yeah, even in war. It just takes more reform in government, obviously, and then also educating society.
Just feel like if we're going to go in there, we can't leave the gay people behind.
Right.
I don't think we should go in there at all, but if we're going to, the gays of hummus, we could turn it into Fire Island.
For sure.
Isn't it a little bit...
That's not bad. Not bad at all. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the following program. I am your host, Joe Newman, a.k.a. Good Lawgic. We got a banger show to you tonight. Trump is making moves with EO, basically saying, I'm tired. The Senate's stalling on the Save America Act, and I'm going to move forward, try to save this country's elections on my own. This today, signing off on an executive order, which is already being sued. We're going to take a look at that. Also, Supreme Court of the United States has come out basically saying states are not allowed to ban people from engaging in conversion therapy, so long as it's free speech, certainly. We're going to take a look at that decision as well. And finally, scandal has struck the Noem home as Christy Noem's husband is embroiled in a very humiliating scandal. If you haven't heard about it, you're probably going to laugh. All that and more coming up tonight. Plus, we have a goal that you don't see yet because I haven't put it up. But tonight's goal is if we get 15 super chats of $10 or more, it doesn't have to be super chats. It could be Rumble Rants, it could be Ghetto Dolls, it could be Shekel. It could be shekels sent to me on PayPal. I don't care. Really doesn't matter, but it's got to be in quantities of $10 or more. That's the one caveat. Quantities of $10 or more. If in fact we get there, if that happens, $10 or more. That's the one. That's if that happens, I will be live streaming Supreme Court oral arguments tomorrow. I'll be live streaming Supreme Court oral arguments about birthright citizenship, which could theoretically change the entire landscape of our and demographics of our population forever. So that is supposed to be happening tomorrow. If in fact we hit our goal, I will be live streaming it. Now there's a little caveat on that. That at 11 o'clock tomorrow, the oral arguments in SCOTUS are supposed to be. Let me put the goal up here. Don't pay no money yet. Live stream SCOTUS oral argument. Birthright citizenship. Now, there's a little caveat on this. I just want to tell you, as I was explaining, and I'm going to have to basically probably take a vote. I need to leave for like 15, 20 minutes at 11 o'clock. So I'm torn between starting late or just chair streaming for like 20 minutes of it. I'll take a vote on that, whether I should start on time, assuming we hit our goal. If we hit our goal. In that case, we'll have to do something like that because that's a no-fly zone. I'm definitely going to need 15 minutes away. So that is all that and more tomorrow. Well, and tonight. What else do I have? Oh, yeah. I got this guy here.
Hi.
How are you, Sin?
I'm good. I'm really good.
Is it weird being here on a Tuesday? Do you feel like out of sorts at all? Do you feel like you're okay?
Oh, no, I'm fine with the day. I did wake up this morning and had a whole bunch of other stuff planned, and I was just like, you know what? I'm shelving it all. Whenever you message me, I was like, I'm shelving everything. I'm playing video games. That's what I'm doing. I'm going to keep my energy levels nice and low for the show, boys.
All right. Well, did you hear about Trump's EO?
I'm more concerned about Kristi Noem's husband.
I know. I was like, that's the Sin story right there. That's the Sin story. We're gonna get there. We're gonna get there soon. But first, we gotta get serious business out of the way.
There's
here.
Business. Okay, we'll handle that.
Serious business out of the way here. This was Howard Lutnick, who's become someone that the woke right can't stand. Mm-hmm. And I definitely can understand, with the way his name is splashed across the Epstein files, as being a neighbor. Whoa! As being a neighbor of the Jeffrey Epstein Jeffrey Epstein galaxy.
Yeah, he's found on the Epstein list, right?
Yeah,
Like a whole bunch of times.
a whole lot
was
more
gonna-
times than you or I would ever want our names there. Let's put it that
Well, I
way.
mean, once is more than enough. Okay, let's be honest on that one.
True.
Hey, so
This
yeah,
is
no, that guy is definitely an Epstein orbiter. I've got him. I've got him on a list of people I was researching for my solo streams, but I haven't had a
Okay.
chance to delve into politics and go down the Epstein list like I wanted to. So
all right. Well, here he is talking about the new EO.
So the fundamentals of our democracy are built on voter integrity, right? We all need it. You've said it time and time again. It's a total agreement amongst everybody. So here's the idea. The states, right, run these elections. They will, if they want to use the U.S. mail, the U.S. Postal Service, they're going to get a code, a barcode from the U.S. Postal Service, and they're going to put that on the envelope, and we will have one envelope per vote. None of this time where we have no idea, there's no observers to mail, there's no envelopes, there's no certainty. That's all going to go away. And what the president is doing today is he's going to make sure that mail-in ballots are safe, secure, and accurate, and will have a clear distinction. If you voted by mail, you will have it on the envelope. Obviously not on the ballot, but on the envelope. So we will know 1 million mail-in ballots. There'll be 1 million envelopes, and you'll be able to know exactly, correctly, that citizens voted.
So that's the objective. He's stating the objective of the executive order that was signed today. So before we go any further and looking at this thing, and we are going to look at the text of the EO so we can get a better feel for it.
yeah.
But what are your thoughts, if any, about this?
Right now, I mean, it seems like we're going down the right path. Maybe right message, wrong messenger. But I do want to see what the actual text is going to say before I, give my stamp of approval on anything that the White House is doing recently.
And we're going to look at it in just a moment. First, let's get some. Should we look at some feedback to this clip?
yes.
Because this is what you just saw is the clip that's being shared online, primarily talking about this EO. And let's get like a little feedback. This is Trump signs order for voter lists and mail-in ballot tracking. There's voter lists also, which is important. So so I'm just going to pause at the ones and the people who are critical or weighing in on it. This is just like, someone like this guy who's just basically, let me throw something on here. This is all, they're just not saying anything. But this is Owen Schroyer, who is he's one of your classic,
I mean, he's pretty shrewd. Owen Schroyer has been
he's
pretty on point. So yeah,
he's a pretty smart guy. A lot of people call him woke right. He broke off from the war room because supposedly he was like too anti-Trump. Like he was.
Alex fired him, and now Alex is super anti-Trump at this point. I was watching him the other night, the first time in a long time, doing an emergency stream at like 2 or 3 in the morning, just railing against Trump. But Alex Jones fired him for smoking weed, is what he said.
That's what he said for smoking weed?
Yeah, I watched the. They were going back and forth with dueling videos several months ago when he first left.
Right.
Yeah.
I actually appeared on the War Room a couple of times talking to Owen Schroyer. And I told him, I think we probably agree on most things. This is before the woke right really
hated
people,
like,
hated anyone with my DNA.
I mean, come on. Like,
basically became so pro foreskin.
Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
Yeah.
Before they really wanted to keep the trains running on time, Yeah.
Before then. I said, I think we probably would agree on most things. I don't know.
And he said, take that hat off. Let's see the one underneath.
Yeah. I was like, let's show me the little hat, Joey. Here's a criticism that's literally how it works already, meaning our mail already has a barcode. So like, what the hell you even think you're like, this is Art Candy, who's a crazy leftist. This is like your classic, leftist show, like the Krasensteins and Crazy Joe or whatever, and Brooklyn Dad. So Art Candy is another one of them. And I'm surprised this only got 200 likes. Frankly, this is the first thing that I thought. This is more government surveillance. Like, if this wasn't the Trump administration, I would be like, I'm not so crazy about government surveilling me. Like, it does feel like that, which some people in my audience might be against this CEO because of that. Like we like election integrity, but government surveillance for election integrity feels a little big brother,
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't really care. They know who you voted for anyway. At the end of it, they're going to track who you voted for anyway. If they do a recount or anything like that, they already know.
right.
So I don't care. As long as my elections are safe and secure, and we don't have to worry about what happened in 2020 or go through any crap like we did with with George Bush and anything else like that before. Like I do not care at this point.
Right. All right. Well, here's Brian Cates, who's obviously more right wing. Watch certain people very publicly crap themselves on learning this is coming. They can't stop it. And then this whole there already is a barcode on the mailing. And then the anti-Lutnick, the which you knew there was going to be the whole anti-Lutnick Epstein's neighborhood talks voting, great work, MAGA. You knew this was coming, that there was going to be all sorts of, you knew there was going to be all sorts of this
Epstein,
kind of thing.
Yeah. All the Epstein things being thrown out there. I mean, I don't disagree. That's why I said earlier, right message, wrong messenger. That guy really should be shelved.
He's been poisoned. I don't know the context of which I haven't really looked very closely into the context in which he's brought up in the Epstein files.
If I remember correctly, there's two guys that were Epstein's neighbor. I think Lutnick is the guy that lied about it, that lied about being friends with him, lied about being very, very closely associated with him, and then it all came out that he was, and he's just sort of avoided anything about it. And it was that he said that like he knew him before the charges in Florida came down, and then after that they cut ties, and it was proven that the ties somehow got a little more closely entangled after the fact. So
yeah, well, I think that I agree with you. I think there's so much taint swirling around him.
Yeah, the well's been poisoned at this time.
Yeah, that it's very hard to salvage.
Yeah, you're not going to rehabilitate that at this point.
Meaning, and I don't like a public, I don't like a lynching in the court of public opinion.
Yeah,
but I can't ignore that that's just the reality. You know what I'm saying?
But once, I agree. But like
I wouldn't join in because I don't know enough. I don't know enough about what his involvement is. It definitely gives me pause on him. So, so I'm not going to sit here trashing Howard Lutnick or defending him because I just don't know anything about. I know his name is all over the Epstein files. I don't know the context or anything about whether it's in context the way Trump's name is in there or whether it's in a much more heinous type of context. So. That's why I don't want to weigh in, but I can, even without weighing in, I can definitely read the tea leaves.
Yeah.
That the public has already decided his fate as far as, the scorn that they're going to hold for him forever.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I'm not for a public lynching without any sort of research on my own. And like I said, I've got it on my computer. I just haven't researched it fully yet. But I can't also deny a dead body when I walk past one in the streets. And that's what I'm looking at right now.
Exactly. I think that's very well said. So let's get to looking at the EO first. Let me cover a couple of these here. I'll start since Cin's here. There you go.
Thank you,
Renee. You're awesome. Goals let you want money to make more money. Yes, precisely. That's kind of how it works.
That's what keeps us coming back.
It's always been a Ponzi scheme.
Always, yeah.
Cheers, Joe. Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate you greatly. I'm trying to just check on the ghetto here, make sure everything is okay with them because
they'll cause a riot, man. They'll start yelling at me to yell at you, and
they will.
I would appreciate if you stopped causing that to happen.
Right. We do have a question in Rumble for you from Uzelian.
Okay.
and this is one towards the goal. It's $10 question.
Mhm.
He said, I just want to know if Sin's second date with the lady who took his shirt went better this time. Did you manage to keep her in bed this time and not go to your family member's house? Stream the super chat. Yes, he wants me to stream the super chat. I can so we can maybe pop out. Yes. So this is I think this is a fair question. I think actually he's not the only one who wants to know. I think we all want to know. Was the second date any better?
Sadly, the way things ended, she is not returning my calls, and mainly because you can't. I don't accept 1-800 collect calls from the police station.
Right.
So that's the biggest issue between us moving forward in our relationship. So
right.
Hopefully she gets out on bail one day and we can move forward together.
Yes.
I'm still so mad that she destroyed.
Look, there's different ways that people find love.
Yeah.
Okay. And who are we to judge?
I really want to do one of those shows, one of those
this is a primer for the Christy Noem scandal.
I really want to do a show where I go through those like hotties that are arrested. There's like a whole website where you can go and actually call these girls and send them like letters and stuff and just see what the responses are from these ladies that are in prison.
Right.
I'm telling you, it'd be very interesting. Sin, oh my goodness. Look, I'm sorry. Love is love.
Look. I'm going to tell you this. A lot of people put down prison love.
Whoa.
Very, very, very judgy of them.
Yeah.
Very, very judgy. There's a lot of upsides.
There's tons. Okay. Okay. Walk that one out a little bit.
No. Like I'm not speaking from experience. I'm just saying I can see where there's upsides. Okay. Okay. First and foremost, her options are very limited. So it's much easier to gain upward.
Yeah.
You can gain upward mobility in ways that you're another girl who is walking free.
Yeah, true. Yeah,
might not look at you.
Yeah,
but
this one, on the other hand, the options are limited.
Very limited. Very limited. Number two, she's not stepping out on you.
That's also true. That's a plus.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Anytime you want, you can call her. She gets one phone call. So
she's gonna call me. That's gonna be it. So I know where she is. I never have to worry about where she's at.
You never have to think about it.
Think about this. I get to keep my house set at 67. I never get to hear it's too cold in here. Never, not once. You know what, Joe? Like, you're really turning me around on this. I'm going to accept her phone call next time.
People are very, very harsh on this. I will tell you, this was what Nathan shared out. I did have, you can see I had it already booked up. I'm gonna get there. I was gonna get there very soon. But you're correct, Nathan. Trump announced that he's attending SCOTUS tomorrow, which is a big plus.
Yeah,
there's like almost zero chance we will hear him or have any knowledge of that because there's no video, so we're not going to see him in the room there. But we'll be listening to the same thing he is. It's like we're watching a movie with Donald Trump. You can watch a movie with me and Donald Trump.
Somebody says,
"Sin, if we hit tonight's goal
for you." Sin, I love this for you. So how much weight does it carry that he's actually going to be there? How often does the president go to a SCOTUS hearing like this?
Oh, please. I would say I've heard of a president attending SCOTUS. Never.
Really?
Never.
Yeah, because I was about to say I've never heard of it before, but I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know what the hell is happening here. It's crazy.
Trump's gonna be like, let me say something. All right, give me a second. I hope so. I hope he bullies this.
Since we're about to cover his EO and that super chat came up, let's see. I didn't hear this clip here.
Because I have listened to this argument for about Chinese billionaires or billionaires from other countries who all of a sudden have 75 children or 59 children in one case or 10 children becoming American citizens. This was about slaves. And if you take a look, slaves, we're talking about slaves from the Civil War. And if you take a look,
What he's trying to say with that, because sometimes he'll make reference to something, and I'm going to interpret Trump speak. What he's saying is this amendment was about remedying the problem of slaves getting citizenship. That's what it was for. It wasn't for people visiting the country. It was intended in order to make sure that Black people who had been slaves, that they and their children would be properly deemed citizens of the United States. That's why we passed the amendment, not to try and welcome in any schmuck who happened to pop out of his mama's womb on our soil.
and when it was filed, all of this legislation, all of this, everything having to do with birthright citizenship, it was at the end of the Civil War. The reason was it had to do with the babies of slaves and the protection of the babies of slaves. It didn't have to do with the protection of multi-millionaires and billionaires wanting to have their children get an American citizenship. It is the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's been so badly handled by legal people over the years. If you look at the original birthright citizenship papers,
Well, this is a long clip.
Right after the Civil War, the reason was it had to do with the babies of slaves. And hopefully it's going to say, because
I think this has to do with babies of slaves.
And that's the vibe I'm getting. This is not. This is really about the babies of slaves.
Let's hear him out. Let's let him cook.
They're selling the rights to them. People are making a big living, getting hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars from bringing people in and saying, congratulations, your whole family is going to be a citizen of the United States of America. That's not what it was for. It wasn't for billionaires bringing people in or family in. It was for the children of slaves. And what you really have to do, and I don't think the lawyers talk about it as much, look at when the Civil War ended and look at the date of when this was enacted.
Gary Grumbuck, let me go to you, because as we heard the president take questions there, he was asked about these blockbuster arguments that are happening tomorrow at the Supreme Court. And interestingly, the president says he's going to go. Now, we have heard the president suggest before that he was going to go watch oral arguments. He didn't. He has been to the Supreme Court a couple times in his first term, if I remember correctly, for the sort of formal ceremonies for Justice Gorsuch, Justice Kavanaugh, obviously during his term, that first term. It would be a big deal if the president shows up to oral arguments, right, as the justices are hearing on both sides about this birthright citizenship issue that has been something that President Trump has been talking about for years. It would basically be rewriting the Constitution via sort of presidential mandate.
If you're asking me what kind of impact this will have on the outcome of the decision, I don't know that I have any outcome at all.
You don't think so?
It's not like these are people who are going to be, their mouths be hanging open agog at the presence of the president. They sit front row at the State of the Union every year, and some of them decide that opt out of showing up. So it's not like him being there is likely to hold a whole lot of sway for them. Like, this is going to be an earth-shattering moment for them. You know what I'm saying?
This would be a very big deal. And to our records here, this has never actually happened before. A president of the United States has never attended oral arguments.
I told you, it's not common.
Especially on a policy that he himself wants to see get across the line from the Supreme Court. Now, this is, of course, related to birthright citizenship, one of the president's biggest domestic policy items of this second term. Lower courts have all turned it down.
I didn't know that Sheldon got a job on CNN. This is like, or NBC. This is. I like this turn for him. I think this is good. I'm not surprised. I always thought he was a liberal.
Have all said this is just blatantly unconstitutional. This is something that is going to be a very hot topic tomorrow. The justices, we will see how they rule. In some of the early stages of this case, it did seem like many of the justices were appearing to be against this idea, but we will see certainly what happens. But back to this judicial independence idea, the Supreme Court is supposed to be an independent body, free of politics, free of decisions related to policy, and they may be looking at down from their seats up there at the court, the president of the United States, surrounded by no doubt security, surrounded by no doubt other members of his administration. Yeah. And certainly that could perhaps make them lean one way or the other. Really?
You think so? like, you think so? because I would tend to doubt that. I mean, like, why would that have any impact? I'd be like, oh, the president. They're not even writing. It's not like they're filling out a test response there on the paper. It looks like I'm frozen.
You are. It's great. It's the best look you've ever had.
It's perfect. It's perfect. I look like I'm embracing life.
You and him look completely.
We look
in
like
tune with each other.
Yes, we're on the same exact page.
I don't know what StreamYard's doing to you.
Thank
Oh, there you go.
Okay,
And
there
then you
we
just
go.
came back like that. That was weird. The way you broke back in was just very weird. All right. Well, you're back now.
I was imitating myself the
Is that
entire
what you were
time.
doing?
In fact, I wasn't even moving my
didn't
lips.
find-
When you heard me talking, I was like, not moving my lips.
You
at
weren't
all.
even frozen. Okay.
It's like a ventriloquist thing. Yeah. So
Way to go, Joe.
that's what I wasn't frozen. I just made you think I was. But I don't think it's going to have any impact on them at all. It's not like they're sitting there like they're being graded on a test and the teacher's standing in the room with them. You know, like
Sure.
they're going to fill out their answers after. So, I mean, they're asking questions, but they're not. I don't know. Maybe it's he's trying to bully the 3 people he put in there saying, hey, I gave you that freaking job. I don't know. I don't think it's going to do anything to Kavanaugh, Gorsuch, or Barrett. They're going to decide what they're going to decide.
And I think that is certainly going to be a very notable sight inside the Supreme Court tomorrow.
Gary Grumbach, Gary, thank you very much. It's going to be fascinating to watch. We should also know, too, the president may not go, right? I mean, it's possible he ends up not going at all.
It's actually true.
We don't know.
He has certainly said that before during the tariffs case. He said he was not going to be there. So that's absolutely something that we will see what happens.
Well, boy, this just got even more interesting in Washington. Gary, thanks. Let me bring in Ryan Noble.
Okay, ma'am, don't oversell it. All right. Wow, boy. Oh, golly shucks. Oh, no.
I'm waiting to hear their arguments because I'm sure they're going to be. I'm sure. Look, this is CNBC. They're going to be trashing.
That guy's the most handsome guy in the world, except for from the forehead down. From the forehead up.
You're saying like this dividing line right here.
That dividing line right there down looks like it's a mask on a different.
And then they just like slap the skull on top like a helmet. He's got one of those helmet skulls. I would not have called that out, but for you pointing it out. No,
I'm sorry. This
is what you add.
Yeah.
This is why I brought you in here.
To this, Ryan, because the president was talking about all of this as he was signing an executive order related to mail-in voting that is complicated. It is questionable. Apparently, there were, according to our team, some folks who are sort of notable election deniers who were in the room as this was going down.
What's an election denier? I don't even know what that means.
Well, they deny that we actually have elections or something. They should define those things instead of just throwing those buzzwords.
They just throw out these catchphrases. I don't know what that means, an election denier. But yeah, okay.
On which side? Because both sides have done it, by the way. If it's in the aspect that I've heard it said before, both sides have done it.
I don't even really understand it, but
of that piece of it either.
Yeah, and there was a couple of things that the president kind of said that made it obvious that he knows how difficult this is going to be to implement. The first being
explain what it is, and then the
right. Well, he basically signing an executive order that would force the United States Postal Service to only send mail-in ballots to people that have been approved as official voters, which would essentially force the federal government to create a voter roll of people that are approved by the federal government in order to vote. And then it would also involve the United States Postal Service on that level. And what the president...
It's an interesting, what he's understanding it to do is a really interesting thing. When I was looking at it, it's very complicated exactly what it's purporting to do, which could be a problem for its viability when it gets analyzed by the Supreme Court, which it one day will be analyzed by the Supreme Court.
The president alluded to over the course of this conversation was that he expects basically that there will be a judge somewhere that he described as a rogue judge that will rule that this is unconstitutional and say it can't go into effect. And there's a reason for that, because it is unconstitutional.
Maybe. Yeah. It might be.
No, the Constitution clearly states that elections are run by states.
Right.
Yeah, they can be run by the states, but you're using federal post office, so why can't they can run their states, but they can run their elections how they want. That doesn't mean you have to give them access to use the post office.
He could dictate how they deliver and handle things like that, sure.
Yeah.
But it's
and basically say, like, look, if you're sending out ballots,
Yeah.
and you want to use our post office for that, well, the federal post office for that, then it's going to have to comply with certain things. It's actually pretty smart in that sense. He's right that the Constitution is very articulate in saying that states have plenary authority on how to control their own elections. It's a little bit more murky when you start getting into federal elections. State elections, for sure, the federal government has got no freaking business in there. But
we run most of our state elections in tandem with the federal elections, all on the same ballots. Most
right. I mean, this is something that is the way it tends to be done, and how they orchestrate it is really up to, under the Constitution, is up to them. But to the extent that now you're sending someone to federal Congress or sending electors in, now this starts getting a little bit murkier. It starts getting, and now if you're using the federal post office, so now you're basically relying on them. Yeah. So potentially there could be oversight there. No one's forcing a state to use the post office, but they could use UPS. They want to send it out. They could deliver it by hand to each person. They could do whatever the hell they want, but they want to use the postal service. In that case, it could be like, look, you want to use the postal service, you got to comply with certain protocols. It's an interesting thought.
State right. Yeah, how do you square that with?
Yeah, how do you square that? And so
I just told you how.
This is definitely going to be challenged in court.
Yeah.
Would y'all please listen?
Congressional approval.
They never do. They never do.
Let alone judicial approval. And so this has a tough road ahead. And this is, again, the president waving at this idea that there's some massive problem with voter fraud across the country.
Which there obviously is.
Of which there's just not any evidence
I thought he was going to say like I did.
To support that claim.
The other thing he said, and I just want to mention it because we've talked about it over the course of the last hour, which is his so-called big, beautiful ballroom that he wants to build. A judge has come down late today and said he got to pause construction. The Trump administration is appealing already, but the president...
I love the fact, by the way, that he makes all these serious journalists refer to the big, beautiful bill, the big, beautiful ballroom. It's like... that he enters that into public discourse, that they have to like actually use his language, his ridiculous over-the-top language.
So you think he's just 4D chess trolling them?
I think it's hilarious. I don't know, but I think it's hilarious. I think that he engages in that type of rhetoric because he finds it successful. And if you think it's not successful, just ask yourself why he's won 3 elections.
It's true.
Why it is that he's gotten more votes to be president of the United States than any person in human history. By a light year.
Yeah.
By a light year. So you tell me, like, if he doesn't know what he's doing, I think he knows. And when it comes to marketing, I think he knows what he's doing when it comes to marketing better than any person alive.
Yeah.
And perhaps in American history.
Again, talked about this. I mean, he wants this ballroom to be constructed. It's an important priority for him. And as you know, because you watch his events so often, as we're seeing some renderings here, Ryan,
that's like a small version of the ballroom. I don't know.
This is not the big, beautiful ballroom. This is the mini, beautiful ballroom. We're going to make it much, much bigger. Way bigger. This one's small.
Even on unrelated topics, the president still manages to sort of reference this ballroom that he wants to construct.
It does feel in many ways what he views as one of his crowning achievements is if he's able to actually deliver.
Yeah.
So one of the things he said was interesting, that it's going to have a hospital in the basement, that it's going to have a bunker and everything. These are things we didn't previously know.
They're going to be having such a great time. We're going to need to have medical personnel on hand.
Just imagine you get really drunk. Fall down, sprain your knee or your ankle. Who knows? I don't know. Go downstairs, get fixed up. You're upstairs dancing the mamba anytime, right there. You don't even have to leave the party, folks.
Well, anyhow, let's look at the bill here. Let's look at the bill, which is ensuring citizenship verification integrity in federal elections, and let's see if it's legal, if it can work. It's certainly meant to try and buttress, which is a word I never hear you use often enough.
I don't say buttress very often.
You don't say buttress. You don't say buttress. I know.
Yeah. I don't. I mean, I say it to certain people, but they They haven't been answering their
but
calls.
that's only when you're visiting prison.
Well,
So-
it was a buttress whenever she got arrested right there. So.
That tractor she was driving was a buttress. Next week when Sin comes back, I'm just gonna call the show. We're not gonna call it the following program. We'll call it Tales of Caged Heat.
Tales of Caged Heat is good.
Anyway.
Oh, this is serious stuff, Joe. You're making a mockery of the Constitution right now. I hope you know.
No, this is a very serious, because this could potentially change everything. So, by the authority vested in me by as president by the Constitution and laws of the United States of America, including the Help America Vote Act of 2002. Please text donations to the National Voter Registration Act and the federal government constitutional obligation to guarantee Republican foreign government to every state in the Union, according to United States Constitutional Article 4, Section 4, it is hereby ordered. Section 1. The right to vote in federal elections is reserved exclusively for citizens of the United States. That's already there under the Constitution and federal law. Federal statutes explicitly prohibit non-citizens from registering to vote or voting in federal elections and impose criminal penalties for violations. 18 U.S.C. 241, 18 U.S.C. 611, 18 U.S.C. 1015, and 52. Why is he referencing this? Well, it's going to pass some level of scrutiny, likely. This EO is likely to pass some level of scrutiny. So you want to tie in what it is, what law we're trying to make sure is being complied with. So that's why he's throwing this at the outset. So when the Supreme Court is assessing this, and this is something his attorneys would have thought of, and his attorneys do seem to be very shrewd as far as preparing their legal team for the day they're going to have to defend this in courts. And which is what good lawyering is. It's what good draftsmanship is. Good draftsmanship is basically saying, okay, one day we're going to be in court. When I'm standing, if I'm standing up there, or our litigation team is standing up there, and they are trying to argue this, what will make it most likely that what can we put in here? What words can we put in here? They'll give them an easier time defending it. So no matter what standard or yardstick they're using, they want to show it's constitutional, because the argument's going to be it's unconstitutional. So the question is, when you want to determine something's constitutional or not constitutional, so you might apply a strict scrutiny test, you might apply a rational basis test, you might apply an intermediate test. Those are the three yardsticks for measuring whether some law or executive order is constitutional. So rational basis test is, do you have a rational reason for doing this? And is this and is this related to that? That's the lowest yardstick. So the reasonable basis for doing this, in other words, I'm showing this is not just something I'm citing that's arbitrary and capricious. I have a reason for this, which is rooted in the law. What is that law? It is I'm trying to uphold 18 U.S.C. 241 and 611, 1015, and 52 U.S.C. 20511. And also, the Social Security Administration maintains records that, in conjunction with the Department of Homeland Security Systemic Alien Verification for Entitlements program under 42 U.S.C. 1320b7 can assist in verifying identity and federal election voter eligibility. Federal government has an unavoidable duty under Article 2 of the Constitution of the United States to enforce federal law, that's the part which talks about the president and the executive branch. So it's our job to make sure we're actually executing the law properly. So that includes preventing violations of federal criminal law and maintaining public confidence in election outcomes. So the reason why I'm doing this, again, this is part of bolstering his legal team when they have to argue this later on, is saying that we have a duty to execute the law. I can't execute the law unless we have, a means of seeing who's breaking the law. And that's why I'm trying to uphold my Article 2 duties when I'm writing this EO. To enhance election integrity via the United States mail, additional measures are necessary. Secure ballot envelope identifiers provide a reliable, auditable mechanism to enforce federal law without unduly burdening or infringing on the rights of eligible voters. Unique ballot envelope identifiers such as barcodes, enable confirmation that only citizens receive and cast ballots, reducing the risk of fraud and protecting the integrity of federal elections. This is actually a pretty strong basis. This is a reasonable basis to me, and to my mind.
The problem there is, though, that, and somebody mentioned it earlier, is that they already do that if you do an absentee ballot. Because my family owns so many different properties, right?
Right.
And I'm not always like in my hometown to vote whenever election season comes around. I do, I'll do an absentee ballot that's already in place. So, like,
Right.
what are we doing to change that and add more security other than just saying, okay, yeah, only American citizens can get these, but whenever I do an absentee ballot, I have to call my local election board. I have to verify it's me through several different means, and then they send it to me.
And that's what this dude over here is saying. It's literally how it works already, but it's not. And I'll explain, and you'll see
Okay,
why.
but hold on one second though. Are we saying that because each state does it differently?
No.
Because okay, so in 2020, I believe it was, I'm pretty positive it was 2020.
Let's go further and see if the barcode thing is really a legitimate point.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think that by the time we finish with this EO, you'll understand the wrinkle that they're throwing in here, which will change, which could potentially change this, your perspective as to like, well, they're already doing it. Okay. Unique ballot envelope identifiers. So this means that the ballot envelope identifier you will get in the mail will be different than the one I get in the mail, I assume. Right? It's not that you and I are getting the same ones. We're getting different ones. My next door neighbor will get one that's slightly different from mine.
Yeah, I mean, it has to. I mean,
Right?
I don't know if you've ever voted absentee before, but yeah, they are different. So.
Okay. But now the question is, what information is being stored in your barcode?
Yeah, I've never scanned it to see.
Yeah, because such as barcodes enable confirmation that only citizens, because now they're going to be having confirmation that only the citizens receive and cast ballots. So now the barcode is going to be designed to ensure that they're only delivering to people who are citizens. Now, how are they going to do that? Well, they have the establishment and transmission of state citizenship lists and prioritization of investigations and prosecutions related to election fraud. To the extent feasible and consistent with applicable law, including but not limited to Privacy Act of 1974, the Secretary of Homeland Security, through the Director of the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services, and in coordination with the Commissioner of SSA, shall take appropriate action to compile and transmit to the chief election official of each state a list of individuals confirmed to be United States citizens who will be above the age of 18 at the time of an upcoming federal election and who maintain a residence in the subject state, which is their state citizenship list. So we're going to have lists of who in your state is an 18-year-old American citizen. The state citizenship list shall be derived from federal citizenship and naturalization records, SSA records, SAVE data, and other related federal databases. The state citizenship list, we'll just call it going forward the list, right? So this is the list of every American over the age of 18 for a particular state. The list shall be updated and transmitted to state election officials no fewer than 60 days before each regularly scheduled federal election. So at least 6 days before you're going to get that list, or promptly upon request by a state. So if they say, hey, we want to mail it out 3 months before, we'll send it to you timely. We'll get it out to you before 6 days in connection with any special federal election. The Secretary of Homeland Security shall establish procedures to allow individuals to access their individual records, as well as to update or correct them in advance of elections. So let's say you say, hey, I just moved, I want to change that. Well, you'll be able to change it so you can get your proper election. Let's say you move from, I don't know where you live. I guess I'm assuming you live in California or something like that. I don't know. But you saw you're going to move somewhere based. So, and finally, stop with all the activities, the immoral activities that are a part of your day-to-day. So now you can notify and say, hey, I became based and I moved to this state. I'm just speculating. I'm spitballing here, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway. So, 2, it will enable states to routinely. Why am I frozen? What the heck is happening?
You're frozen again.
I don't know what the heck is happening.
StreamYard's been acting crazy. So it could be that.
They enable states. Oh my God, look at that. Jumped on me.
Yeah. It's great.
Yeah, that's really good. Enable states to routinely supplement and provide suggested modifications or amendments to the state's to the list transmitted there too. So if they want to update it, we'll let you do that. An individual's identification on the list does not indicate that the individual has been properly registered to vote in the state. So just because someone is over 18 and a citizen, that will not be an indicator that they properly registered to vote. That's for you, the state, to handle. State and federal laws and state procedures must still be followed for an individual to be registered to vote. There may be state laws not reflected in the list that preclude voter registration, or the individual may choose not to be registered. Some people just don't want to be registered. For purposes of this order, an individual is eligible to vote in a federal election if the individual is a citizen of the United States, 18 years of age or older by the date of the upcoming election, and otherwise qualified under the laws of his or her state. So maybe they're excluding felons or anyone else, whatever.
Yeah.
So Attorney General shall prioritize the investigation and, as appropriate, the prosecution of state and local officials or any others involved in the administration of federal elections who issue federal ballots to individuals not eligible to vote in a federal election.
Okay.
So now we're going to be able to come after you if, in fact, you are trying to circumvent and add people on who are not on the list.
The list.
18 U.S.C. 241 and all these other statutes that you may be in violation.
This is sounding more to me less like a way to actually do a role, and more of a way to threaten people that are doing fraudulent stuff in the,
This section certainly is.
Yeah.
This section certainly is. But the idea is that they want to try and just check off on who's.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right now, what sort of recourse do we have if somebody is messing with elections? Like, we can't really figure it out. We don't even know. I mean, in 2020, all those post office workers that were like throwing away ballots and things like that, all that stuff was just like nothing happened. So,
yeah.
Okay.
Similarly, the Attorney General shall prioritize the investigation and, as appropriate, the prosecution of individuals and public or private entities engaging or aiding and abetting in fraudulent votes. All right. Fine. So people who are printing up fake ballots, things of that nature, or distributing them. All right. So that's Section 2. Section 3, United States Postal Service rulemaking on mail-in absentee ballots. The unlawful use of mailing connection with elections is prohibited via various statutes. Here's your list of those statutes. To ensure the faithful execution of federal law, protect the integrity of mail as a medium for transmitting federal election ballots, so you're not using us to commit your fraud, and establish uniform standards for mail-in or absentee ballot services implemented through the United States Postal Service. The Postmaster General is hereby directed to initiate a proposed rulemaking pursuant to 39 U.S.C. 401 and other applicable authority within 60 days of this order. The notice of proposed rulemaking shall include a minimum of the following: proposed provisions specifying that all outbound ballot mail must be mailed in an envelope that is marked as an official election mail, including, so you have to put on the envelope that's official election mail, not some circular or something like that, including through designated markings provided by USPS. So if you want to send something through the mail, you have to put that on the envelope. That's an official ballot. For this purpose, such as the official election mail logo as necessary and appropriate. Is automation compatible and bears a unique intelligent mail barcode or successor United States Postal Service technology that facilitates tracking and is consistent with the other requirements of this section, and has undergone a mail-in envelope design review by the Postal Service to ensure compliance with with Postal Service mailing standards, including barcode placement, so that they'll be able to scan it quickly. Proposed provisions specifying that no fewer than 90 days prior to the federal election, any state may choose to notify the Postal Service if it intends to allow for mail-in or absentee ballots to be transmitted by the mail. So if you're planning on using it, so the Postal Service will give the Secretary of State an opportunity to notify them that they plan on using the mail. As part of that notification, any notifying state should further indicate whether it intends to submit to the Postal Service no fewer than 60 days before the election a list of voters eligible to vote in a federal election in such state to whom the state intends to provide a mail-in or absentee ballot to be transmitted by the USPS. So they're going to give their list as to who's they're going to be sending it to the Postal Service.
Okay.
So this means now the federal government, via the Postal Service, will have a list of all the people who are there sending their mail-in ballots to. So this is a way of overseeing how states are using the mail to send their ballots out to potential voters. Also, the Postmaster General will propose provisions specifying that the Postal Service shall not transmit mail-in or absentee ballots from any individual unless those individuals have been enrolled on a state-specific list described in subsection B4, this section with the Postal Service. These are all just a list of the provisions that the Postal Service is going to be putting in here. There are also the provisions specifying that they'll provide the state with a list of individuals who are enrolled in the Postal Service pursuant to a process specified in the rulemaking directed in the subsection for mail-in or absentee ballots. Proposed procedures enabling each state to routinely supplement and provide suggested modifications of amendments. So if they want to add people on, they'll be able to add people on to the state's mail-in absentee participation list in advance of any federal election. And those will all be set up in rules set up by the Postmaster General. And the Postal Service shall coordinate with the USPS Office of Inspector General and Department of Justice for investigation of suspected unlawful use. So we're going to be ratting on you. The Postal Service will be ratting on you to the appropriate authorities. And any final rule pursuant to section should be issued no later than 120 days from the date of this order. So if you got new rule suggestions that you need to have implemented, let me know, and I can always update this to change it. So far, do you see how this is, how the barcode here is changing what we had, what you had in your last election?
Sure.
This is not, and so all these people here who are just, blithely making stupid statements like that's literally how it works already are just ignorant because they don't understand
Whoa,
this
easy.
barcode.
I made that statement. Calm down with the words like ignorant and literally stupid. Okay, I'm sitting right here. I'm just using an anecdotal experience about what I know about elections here, bud. All right.
Right. I'm just saying this is the Nelson. This is the equivalent of Nelson going ha ha when you don't know what you're talking about because the reality is this is changing the landscape of the barcodes.
Yeah. Well, you had cut me off earlier because you wanted to get back into the article. But what I was going to say is I do know that Alabama runs their absentee ballots completely different than most of the country. Well, the way they do it is you have to verify and over-verify in order to get the ballot even sent to you. And then as you do it, you still have to double verify and send all that same information in the envelope that you had to verify to begin with. And our election in 2020 was voted I believe it was like the safest one in the country, which was amazing. So I was very proud of that.
Alan says, Sin, that isn't always how it works. I moved from Washington, Texas, and didn't update my address with the state. I still got a Washington state ballot sent to my Texas address.
Now everybody's just going to yell at me and shame me and just call me names. You know why, Joe? Do you want to know why the chat's going to do that? Because you called me an idiot.
I should have kept your secret safe. I'm sorry.
And you know what, Joe? I have an IQ of at least 79 and an 80 on a good day. All right?
And India is like under 75. So I apologize.
Exactly. Yeah, so I'm smarter than about half the world.
There you go. Just about. That's how math.
Checking your.
That's how math works.
Your super chats, by the way.
I will do. I do wish I could see Trump's face when Jackson asked. I don't understand. Sin, maybe the jail offers conjugal visits.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's. I'll let y'all know how it goes. Hi, Nacho Kitty. They came and watched my show the other day. Thank you so much. Maybe look, I'm gonna see how it's gonna work out between me and the crackhead that broke into my car and stole my shirt. Right. And I will report back. Okay.
Right. I appreciate it because we needs to know.
We needs to know. This show's gonna get me in so much trouble.
We needs to know. let me just. So sin is is it a women's prison or is it the other?
Well, she's currently in county,
Okay.
from what I know, and then she'll move to a woman's prison. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Sin, call apply to appear on the reality show Love After Lockup.
Love After Lockup now. I should have never told this story.
Love After Lockup. Look.
I wonder if her mugshot would have her in my shirt.
You know, there's another thing, right? Because all these cons,
yeah,
they always have like a stash of loot that they stash away under a tree or something like that that they need you to get your hands on.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe
this girlfriend of yours.
She left the stash of loot in my car. I've got pictures. In my car, Joe.
It's a family show, so we're not going to get pictures.
Well, no, calm down. In my car, there were 2 jackets, a shirt, a pair of pants, and a purse. That was left in my car when she went about her way. When she walked into that night all alone, and I didn't go after her. I should.
So you think that's the loot?
I think that's the loot. Yeah, they found her crack pipe. I had the cops search my property.
Her crack pipe is and whatever its contents are is literally the extent of
I don't know how
of her riches.
The Feral Welsh girl was on a phone call. I was talking to her on the phone. That's my friend right there. When it happened, all of this is true. They found her underwear and a crack pipe in her jacket pocket. They were like, "Oh, there's the drug pipe." And I went, "I'm not concerned about her drugs, sir. This stuff was found in my car." Come on,
How do you sit on those seats again? Like
I disinfected them. I've cleaned them with Clorox and disinfected. I'm not going to replace the interior of the seat of the car. It's a rare car.
What kind of car?
It's a 35-year anniversary edition GLI.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I see why she wanted to get up close and personal with it.
Yeah, they only made a few of those that year. And so it's in great condition, except for the crackhead scent that is left behind.
Wow. That's pretty cool. All right. Wesley says mail-in ballots tied to voter ID. You had to be male or couldn't be black at one point in history. That is verified in person.
We had it right at one time. Well, I'm saying the male part. The rest of it's very bad and shameful. We shouldn't have done that. Oh, M-A-L-E. I thought M-A-I-L. Sorry. I was just listening. I wasn't reading. Joe, what's your problem?
That was worse than saying the N-word.
Wait, what are you talking about?
Way worse.
You know what? I think we should go back to land ownership.
That was way, way, way worse.
You should hear my theory on farm equipment before the Civil War. Let's move forward. You're starting to gaslight me here now. Let's go.
Brian Olenkamp deciding Joe is going to be streaming tomorrow's oral arguments on birthright citizenship. Where he sent in not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, or even 5, but he sent in 6 $10 super chats in addition to hitting us with 20.
Good Lord.
Good Lawgic memberships following 20 people brought into the following, made members of the following, courtesy of Brian Oldenkamp. When you hear your name as a member of the following, please bear in mind that you are not in a type of cult at all. It's just a gathering of like-minded individuals seeking greater personal growth through community, unity, learning, and thinking. I am not at all the leader of the following. I am just a host. And when you hear your name, it's appropriate if you just extend your gratitude to Brian Oldenkamp. That would include you, Nathan C., who actually is a member already. So maybe I hope they upgraded him. Ozma, Crow Minion, Wow, Life is Rough, Keith Tarnowski, Roy Handy. Yikes, it jumped on me. It just jumped on me.
I saw that.
You didn't see that. Texas Storm, Jazz Sanchez, Patrick Washburn, Just Pepsi Girl, Steve Gosney. You know Steve Gosney, right?
Yeah, I've heard of him once or twice. He was going to come on the show a few weeks ago, and he said he's not ready to come back to streaming yet. So
right, Tracy, Michelle Hayward, obviously hippie, Highland Lonesome Hillbilly, Strasburg Digital Art, Maligator 8896, Hyder Webb, Giants, Yanks, Islanders. I'm assuming that's a New Yorker, and Randy Fat Slacks and 1236698 Okay, welcome to the following. Please bear in mind the following is not at all a cult.
it's definitely a cult. I'm tired of fighting this fight. I'm tired of the way like you have me ordering all kinds of stuff, the Kool-Aids, the jumpsuits.
I'm going
the
to ask
matching-
you, Brian, since you went out of your way here. You went out of here. And because you are totally a legend, Brian, I sort of put this up as a that I might do a poll type of thing. Because the question I have is, do I do this live or do I do it, after? Because I do need to take a break. At 11 o'clock tomorrow, I'm literally burning bread. And this is like a thing that has to be done between 10 and 11:30. And this thing is starting at 10 o'clock. So I can chair stream for 15, 20 minutes and watch it live. Or I can just watch it on delay starting at let's say noon, and then just start watching it and sit in on the entire thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a poll up here asking people when I am going to announce, by the way, go, and I'll also ask, when I live stream, should I
chair stream? I'm just going to put it out there, Joe. We've all seen how successful the political commentary channels of people like Hassan Piker are, and Destiny, and they famously are known for doing like up to an hour-long chair streams where they just start a video and walk away to get like chicken nuggies or whatever. And then when people get mad at them and say things, they go, well, what do you want me to literally die? I need to eat. So you're going to burn bread. So you're going to be literally the antithesis of that, going the opposite way. Guys, I'm burning food in order to do a chair stream, which to me is fitting. Now, we were discussing before that if you could get a Hassan Piker cardboard cutout to set in your chair, I think then you would be way more successful, and also give just as logical political takes during the stream as he would while you're gone. So just letting you know.
All right. So when I live stream SCOTUS or argument birthright citizenship, I need to step out. Birthright citizen. I need to. I should.
Somebody says Burning Man 2020.
Launch on delay or share stream. Step out. No, that's not. Or third option is going to be let Brian make the call because
somebody says the cardboard board would actually make more sense than the real Hassan. I agree, but it would at least be on par with the same brain power as Hassan while he's doing it. I'm spitballing here. I think Joe deserves a chair stream while he's burning bread in this economy. So can't hide that Jewish money, guys.
I was on X Space today.
Yeah. Should have invited me. I would have come in there and caused mayhem.
Well, I referenced it in my locals. I announced some locals I was going to.
I'm not a. You think I pay you money to be in your locals? What are you?
You don't have to pay to get notifications.
You think I want notifications from your locals? Your face is frozen like that. That's beautiful. That's perfect. That's how I need you looking at me for the rest of the show. Oh man!
I'll check what the ghetto says. As far as
the ghetto's really giving me a lot of heat today. Okay, I'm a man of the people over there, and they've really been putting the wood to me. Okay, the ghetto, I need y'all to calm down. I'm one of you.
Yeah. They know who's one of them and who ain't.
Yeah, it's definitely not you. You don't even pay attention to them.
I'm paying plenty of attention. I'm asking them right now. What do you guys think? Chair stream or do it on delay? You let me know in the chat there.
Well, you do need to you explained that it would literally be like a 15-20 minute break with you out without you being here. I do not think that's egregious. So if you could get a cardboard cutout or print out Hassan's head and stick it on your chair while you're gone, I think that's perfect.
Yeah. Well, anyhow, they're saying delay. They don't want a chair stream.
Why are they going? They're just going against me. This is what it is. I don't know why they're doing this. I'm going to have a meeting with them. We're going to meet at the trailer park, and we're going to have a discussion, okay?
Brian, a lot of people are saying you should make the call. So I'm going to need you to weigh in as to what you prefer, chair stream or delay. So if you can weigh in, that would be helpful. Anyhow, let's finish up with this EO here, all right? Because we're talking about, and I'll talk to you about my thoughts as to whether or not this is going to actually work.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He weighed in. The chair is okay for that little bit. All right. Thank you, brother. I'm just going to give you the horn. Nice. The Secretary of Homeland Security, the Commissioner of SSA, and the Postmaster General shall coordinate with the Secretary of Commerce. You might have been wondering, why was Howard Lutnick talking about this? Well, that's because he's the Secretary of Commerce. This ties into him with respect to implementation. It's not like they decided, oh, let's roll out Mr. Rogers to a neighborhood for Epstein. They're like, oh, let's roll out Howard Lutnick for this. He is the Secretary of Commerce, and he's referenced in this EO. So that's why he's the one who was talking about what it's going to do in that little clip that we started with. The Secretary of Homeland Security, the Commissioner of SSA, and the Postmaster General shall coordinate with the Secretary of Commerce in effectuating all relevant aspects of the implementation of this order. The AG shall enforce compliance with the applicable federal statutes referenced herein, provide guidance to election officials, so that's what the AG is going to be doing, including any instrumentalities referenced herein, and guidance and instrumentalities that have contractors, individuals involved. So the AG is going to try and walk you through how to comply with this whole thing. Okay. Secretary of Homeland Security shall, within 90 days, establish the infrastructure necessary to compile, maintain, and transmit the list described in Section 2A of this order. So DHS is going to be doing that, and shall designate a point of contact within DHS. That's Mullen is going to be doing this because he's the new Secretary of Homeland Security, right? That's Mark Wayne Mullen. The Commissioner of SSA shall provide all necessary citizenship and identity data to Homeland Security in support of this requirement, and also inconsistent with the Privacy Act to ensure that we're not going to just let everyone's data get out there on what their social security numbers are. The Attorney General, and as far as enforcement, the Attorney General and heads of the Executive Department and agencies with relevant authority shall take lawful steps to deter and address noncompliance with federal law, including withholding federal funds from noncompliant states. So non-compliant states, you're not going to be getting money, and localities where such withholding is authorized by law. Evidence of violations of existing federal laws by state or local election officials, state or localities, including any instrumentalities thereof, contractors, individuals involved in the administration of federal elections, or public or private entities engaged in printing, production, shipment, or distribution ballots may be referred to the DOJ for consideration, investigation, or charges under 18 USC 2A and all these other statutes. States and localities shall preserve for 5-year period all records and materials, and so on. This is your just general, severability is just basically, this is saying that if one part of this is unconstitutional, that's going to sever out the rest of it, and nothing is so shall be construed to impair any other effect. And basically your standard provisions at the end, they signed to Donald J. Trump at the White House. So now we have a fuller, rounder picture of this. What are your thoughts about this EO now that we have a better concept as to what it's doing? Do you like it? Do you dislike it? Do you think it's...
I mean, I hate to say this because I don't have a better way of doing it. Like, I can't offer advice at this moment without sort of doing a brain trust of it. But I feel like it could be better. I feel like there's something we could do more to protect everything and have actual, to avoid the voter fraud. The barcode system seems a little janky, for lack of a better phrase. But it's the best that we have right now. And I think with the way it was very strategic. I think it's something that could get passed through the Supreme Court. So
that it could pass scrutiny from the Supreme Court.
Exactly. So I see why they're doing it that way. And I also see it's very simplistic, and it's the scrutiny part is the biggest position for me, though. I think. Right.
And I'm not sure that it's
like all the hands in it, though. It seems like there's way too many hands in it.
A lot of hands.
And I don't like that.
There's a lot of hands.
Yeah. It seems like they've overcomplicated something that is very simple.
Because they're trying so hard to close all these loopholes and try and find ways to make it compliant with the Constitution and also something that's enforceable and
keep it simple, stupid. You know what I mean? Like,
the simple way is pass Save America Act. That's the really simple way. But John Thune sucks. So, I hope that. I basically that guy should have like lesions on his skin. He's a terrible human being.
He should I curse upon you, John Thune.
I curse
a pox upon you, sir.
That's it. I was saying a pox on John Thune.
A pox upon you, sir. May your head go bald and your dreams be nightmares. So ridiculous. I mean, I don't disagree with that, but see, I do think there's too many cooks in the kitchen at this point. And now when you do that, though, you're asking for trouble, right? You're asking for problems. You're asking for somebody to
break down.
Yes, somewhere, some way. I think you could simplify it, but again, I don't think it would pass scrutiny by him like creating a new department that is just over this one specific thing. Also, what would that department be doing the other 3 years?
All those hands is basically designed to scratch your left cheek with your right hand.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah. Well,
it's like that's because he's trying to like, I got to go through the Constitution, then up around like where I'm going to get enforcement problems, then down this way. And it's like, okay, there, I got it. It's unfortunate. And I appreciate the creativity. I didn't think of this.
Yeah. I mean, it's very creative. It's a very simplistic way of doing it that is also extremely creative in doing, if you look at it. But then you've thrown way too many cooks in that kitchen. You're asking for a bottleneck somewhere. I see why they're making it simplistic. It's going to pass scrutiny, or it's more likely to pass scrutiny before doing like a whole department for anything like that. But it's still, I don't have a good gut feeling about it. And without having any more information, I do normally just lead with my gut. Something about it feels shifty, not stable.
So. Yeah. Jim tells you, saying hello. How are you, Jim?
What's
it's good
up,
to
Jim?
see you, brother.
Yeah,
I want
to
to let Jim know, and also those of you who may not have heard my announcement about this, know that I am not going to be streaming tomorrow night, Wednesday. I will not be streaming on Thursday. These are the first 2 days of Passover, and I will not be streaming on Wednesday or Thursday this week. I do expect to be streaming on Saturday night late, and I'm going to ask Jim if he wants to join me on Saturday night But I am not going to be streaming on Wednesday and Thursday. It's Jewish holiday. I'm not going to be dealing with electronics or online in any capacity. So I will be streaming tomorrow because we hit our goal, courtesy of Brian Ogden. So I will be live streaming tomorrow morning. It's seeming like Brian was saying that he prefers to have it live stream with me stepping out for a bit of a chair stream in the middle. But I will be live streaming SCOTUS oral argument, which will be attended by Donald Trump, supposedly, about birthright citizenship. So that will likely be, right now, let me see where the poll's looking at. What's the poll asking me to do? The poll is saying, what happened to the poll? Why don't I see the poll?
I don't know.
There
I
it
can't
is.
tell you, Joe.
Yeah, 39% are saying chair stream, and 28% are saying let Brian make the call, and he voted chair stream. So I'm thinking we're going to do the chair stream. That's what I'm thinking we're going to do. Yeah, we'll do the chair stream. Okay, fine. So I will be live streaming at 10 o'clock tomorrow, SCOTUS oral arguments. And yeah, and please hit a pox on the Thune button. Yeah, I definitely should be doing that. Anyhow, I'll tell you, my thoughts on this executive order are, you need a lot of things to go right for this to pass scrutiny.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even sure when it comes to election issues, like what yardstick they use for scrutiny, even if they use a rational basis.
Yeah.
Okay, so the safe bet when it comes to betting on what the Supreme Court is to assume that when they apply strict scrutiny, you lose. When they apply rational basis, you win. And when they apply intermediate scrutiny, it's kind of 50-50 as to where it's going to go. So, but lean more towards the law or statute being knocked out.
Gotcha.
Now, yeah, I think I'll ask Grok what their thought as to which level of scrutiny this will get. All right, let's see if Grok has thoughts on this whole thing, because I think it would be rational basis, but that's my gut would say that, but I'm not sure. So Rex, are you there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
All right, don't talk
So you're
too much.
wondering if
Just
this
keep
whole-
it. No,
Rex, keep your mouth shut, okay?
Yeah, just keep it. Let's keep it together. Rex cannot hear you, and he only hears me. So Rex, here's my question for you. Trump passed an executive order today, which affects voting by mail, and it's already being challenged in courts. The state of Oregon has already come out and challenged it. My question for you is, when a court is assessing this executive order, what level of scrutiny are they likely to apply? Rational basis, intermediate scrutiny, or strict scrutiny? And explain to me why it is you come to that conclusion. Keep your answer to 500 characters or less.
Got it. Quick take on scrutiny.
I'll be right back, Joe.
Courts will likely apply rational basis scrutiny. The EO targets election admin like citizenship checks and mail rules, not race, religion, or fundamental voting denial. It's neutral on its face, tied to integrity, so no suspect class or direct burden on core rights. Cases like voter ID, Crawford v. Marion used rational basis. Same logic here. Strict needs overt discrimination. Intermediates for gender. Rational basis wins. Easy to pass. 248 chars.
All right. That was my gut. And since since Grok is waiting with my gut, I do think that it'll be a rational basis test. He actually cited some case law, so that's helpful. And my question, so my thoughts are, the first thought you would come to is it probably will pass scrutiny. I don't know that it's going to work though, because as Sin pointed out, and I think he's correct in this, the more cooks you have, the more of a mess it's likely to be. So I have concerns. I have grave concerns about whether or not this is actually going to function properly, even if it passes scrutiny. I'm not positive it'll pass scrutiny, but I have grave concerns about whether this is going to be effective. I appreciate the effort and the creativity, but even if it withstands scrutiny, it just seems, I'm not sure that this is going to give us even the level of confidence in the election that you or I would like to have anyway. In other words, this feels like, without the Save America Act, this is a half-assed way of trying to preserve the integrity of the election, which is more likely to give a veneer of integrity where integrity does not exist. Meaning the danger in this is, let's assume that this works. And in that, when I say works, I mean it works to the extent that the Supreme Court does not knock this EO out. If they knock the EO out, then we have a problem with, it's basically nothing happened today. If they do not knock the EO out, what we should anticipate is that there's going to be all sorts of complaints about glitches in the system that are likely to crop up because there are so many hands on this.
Yeah.
So that's a problem too. Here's another potential problem, which is that theoretically there's a lot of ways for states to work around this. So, and that they will. And if they work around it, and it's out there, then it just gives a stamp of this is now an election that has integrity where integrity does not actually exist. So it'll give a false stamp of integrity because, oh, look, even with Trump's CEO, you still got decimated in the election. So now
and I hate to interrupt, but mind you, like, this only covers mail-in ballots too.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's part of the loophole, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that doesn't stop people from going around and, like, you know, collecting mail ballots, you know, filling out fraudulent mail ballots, doesn't do anything of that kind. It just affects the mail. So I think that is, you know, I don't think it's really closing the biggest of the barnyard doors that seem to have been left open with respect to the integrity of our elections. So it's closed. It basically, you're patching up one hole in the Titanic, and it's, let's call it, you know, of all the holes in our, if we look at our election integrity as being a big giant ship. So yeah, okay, this is, you know, this is a sizable, you know, one panel hole on the starboard side, but there's like a seven panel hole on the port side. And it's like, so now, but they're gonna be like, oh, look, you patched up, you sort of patched up the starboard side a little bit there. And so, you know, there's integrity, and still you got skunked in the election. And it's like, so it helps give a veneer of integrity that does not actually exist. And in that sense, it's actually backfiring.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So. Yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. It's the other thing too is, with it being the mail-in ballots thing, we are sort of turning a blind eye to the other issue, because the mail-in ballots thing was only ever spoken of being a major problem, even though it's been a problem, a bigger problem than we ever discussed. But in 2020 is when everybody started going, oh, the mail-in ballots, oh, the fraud there because of COVID and everything like that. So yeah, we're fixing one problem while fire still rages on the other side.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, so I don't know that this is so I don't know that this is like particularly a great thing.
How did Brian Ogden get a picture of me as his profile?
It's I thought it was a little bit unsettling too, right?
Brian, what are you doing? Why did you do that?
It's his tell. He's like, I know all about you, son.
I can't believe that.
So I don't know that this is a great thing, but I appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I don't know that this is actually such a great thing, or something that, like, we really need this to withstand court scrutiny. And then if it ends up falling apart in court scrutiny, I don't know that's necessarily a terrible thing.
Okay, now devil's advocate here. What if this allows more attention to be focused? They go, okay, well, this has been settled. Now we can focus more attention at actual in-day election fraud versus the mail, right? But to me, like, that's harder to figure out.
That's hopeful. I think it's wishful thinking.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. Yeah,
right. And the other thing is, what if any, impact does this have on John Thune in the Senate passing the Save America Act? Is this giving up on the Save America Act? It's
I
like,
hope
well, we
not.
can't get that, so let's take this. 'Cause
So
that's,
what does that do for the Save America Act, though, if we do pass this?
it does. If this does survive the court,
Mm-hmm.
I don't.
Because, I mean, now you're putting double... See what I'm saying? Like, you're
Right, you're
doubling
saying it's
down
like-
on this.
No, I understand exactly what you're saying, even though it doesn't look like I do. Because
No, you see, that's the face I need you to have all the time for now on,
Right,
the rest
that's
of your
it?
days.
That's
that
it?
one. You're paying attention without gaslighting me. That's it. That's the intent I need 24/7. Yeah, somebody said the Dems were discussing mail-in ballots. I know that, but I'm talking about the population itself. Like, a lot of people, normal day-to-day people, that just watch Fox News or whatever and go about their day and aren't watching like Good Logic and stuff like that, didn't care about mail-in ballots until 2020. Most people didn't even know that you could do that until 2020.
Yeah,
They thought it was only for people out of the country or the military and things like that. You can do a mail-in ballot just because you're going to be gone on vacation in a lot of states. Which is very weird, but you can still do it. You just have to make sure you get it done beforehand.
Yeah, I should mention to you that I mentioned that Oregon is suing.
Of course they would. Jesus, Oregon, you're making it worse and worse for me to move there one day. And Oregon, I'm telling you, I'm probably going to move there. I don't think I'm going to have a choice, okay? So don't worry about it. It's none of your business, Joe. Joe, that's none of your business, okay?
Oh, is that
Stop peeling back layers that aren't meant to be peeled back, okay?
Is that the prison that your girlfriend's being
You're sending
transferred
her out to Oregon, all right?
Cage heat in Salem. Oregon Attorney General Dan Rayfield is taking questions probably Tuesday night at Town Hall in Umpqua Community College in Roseburg. The town hall is scheduled to start at 6 p.m. Prior to Town Hall, we asked Rayfield for his reaction to what?
Wait, what?
Let's see if this is it.
For integrity, we want to have.
We're gonna get the reaction here.
voting in our country, because
But
if you
what
don't
is
have
this?
honest voting, you can't have.
We already
I
watched
just
this.
checked my bank account and there's $10,000 in there.
I'm Penny Power from Misplay, and I've got a $10,000 check.
Really a nation, if you want to know the truth.
Election laws.
I want to get the reaction here.
To host a town hall. Jody, a lot of this information just coming down moments ago.
Yes, just moments ago. Indeed. Thank you so much, Kendall. And she was just reading your statement that you've already issued. You are going to fight this executive order today that President Trump signed. So tell me more. You've teamed up with Arizona already.
Yeah, and what I would do is when you
Why do they always sound like this?
lawsuits, there has to be a basis in
Why do they always sound like this?
So the Constitution here in the United States says if you're going to mess with our elections, if Congress is silent, the power goes to the states. And so what you have is the president once again overstepping his bounds of authority.
Why do they always sound like this?
Low testosterone?
Is granted to him via the Constitution, and that's really the
via the Constitution. See, there's a lisp there.
Early on, what we want to do is this is a lot of rules. We want to sit down, look at all the details.
All right, I'm done with this stupid site.
Good video, Joe. Way to go. Hey, you know what? Way to produce.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you that that was my opening there. That's frustrating. This is why I need to just throw out Chrome altogether, because I accidentally started opening all my clips into Chrome, and now I'm dealing with it. All right, since we were just dealing with that dude over there,
yeah,
I guess it's time to talk about Christy Noem.
Yeah, buddy. The only political thing I paid attention to all day while I sat in my room playing video games and walked my dog through the woods. That's the only thing I did all day today. So,
all right, so I got youngins in the house. So I'm gonna have you read the headline here.
Wait, what? Shocking pictures of Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband flaunting giant fake breast revealed, sparking grave security questions. Sun's out, buns out, boys and girls.
This is the Kristi Noem scandal.
Wait, okay, but give me a second before we dive into this. Kristi Noem, the same woman that decided the dog wasn't good enough and took it to a gravel pit is now got a cross-dressing husband. What are we doing here?
What are we doing here? What are we doing here?
Kristi, no! Stop it. The funniest thing, and I don't know why he's doing it.
No one can understand why he's doing it.
No. You're missing something that's very funny. If you look at all the pictures, the nipples are like lop-eyed. They're wappa-jawed. They're crooked. They're not centered. There's some weird obsession he has with them not being the same level. Caterwaulled.
Okay, it's got to be like you figure specially ordered, right?
No, I don't. No, not specially ordered. I think he's positioning. I don't know how a set of fake boobs like that work. Okay, I've never had experience in them, but it's either special ordered or he's adjusting them to where one is like a lazy nipple and the other one's not on purpose. See, look. Dying. I can't. Why are we doing this? This is American politics. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. So he says, Daddy, Good Logic. Why is Uncle Sin talking about lopsided nipples? This is America.
I'm questioning my life choices right now. So, all right. These are the photos that allegedly show Kristi Noem's husband, Brian, wearing comically oversized lopsided breasts, complete with fake protruding nipples, to female members of an online fetish community. The Daily Mail obtained hundreds of messages reportedly sent between the former Secretary of Homeland Security's husband and 3 women who were involved in the so-called bimbification fetish scene.
Wait, what? What's that say? Vimification?
Yes. Yeah. The Daily Mail obtained the kinky community involves people injecting their busts with freakishly large amounts of saline in pursuit of a Barbie doll-like appearance.
That's a bad Barbie doll. He is not a Barbie doll at all. That face, that's the last face some poor woman seen. Just so
Yeah, seriously, that looks like, this looks like Silence of the Lambs type of this looks like the evidence that they used in Silence of the Lambs to try and catch that guy. Like, here's a picture of him wearing lopsided. This is just terrible stuff.
Oh man, that's the last face you see in a room that's covered in saran wrap.
How did I get here? What's going on?
Why am I wrapped in duct tape? Oh, would you vote for my wife? I'd vote for my wife.
The pictures show the South Dakota insurance mogul who has 3 children, clad in pink hot pants and a skin-tight, flesh-covered crop top stuffed with enormous balloons made to resemble massive cockeyed.
I can't, Joe.
His face is clearly visible in several of the photos, including one in which his expression is so mundane it could be from a driver's license photo. In others, he flashes more flirty, kissy face pose. This is not right.
See, look.
Oh my gosh.
What is he doing? Wait, whoa. Give the audience, let the audience take it in. All right? Let him get a visual.
Now let's check out the Daily Mail here. Okay, this is the Daily Mail.
Nipples, it kills me. Why?
Secret double life. I don't know. It is a weird thing. It is. Oh, because a dude just giving himself enlarged boobs. That's not weird to you.
No, that's weird.
That's
right?
totally normal.
No, that's weird.
You're just like, why you have such lopsided?
No, you're missing
variance.
it, Joe. Like there's levels of weird. All right, you go, all right, that's weird. And then you go, well, that's specifically weird, which to me is a lot creepier when you, instead of just slapping them on, right? Those bolt-ons, instead of just slapping them on and taking a picture, this guy is moving them to certain positions in specifics that takes it a level beyond. That is weird to me. Makes me wonder, like,
Well, his wife has operated at the highest echelons of government, handling matters of national security in her recent role as DHS secretary. Thank God that she's out already. Oh my God. And now she's got some made-up role.
She ain't never
Brian
coming back.
Noem, she's
burnt.
never. This is done.
You're a dunzo woman.
Has
You
been
got away with
dressing
the
up and
gravel pit
paying
story.
adult entertainers to talk dirty. The Daily Mail has viewed hundreds of messages involving 3 women from the scene where porn performers transform themselves into real-life Barbie dolls by pumping colossal amounts of saline into. Oh my gosh!
Yeah, it happens, man.
He's lavished praise on these surgically enhanced bodies, confessed his lust for huge, ridiculous boobs, and even made indiscreet remarks about his 34-year-old marriage. To former Homeland Security Secretary Christy, our investigation can exclusively disclose. National security experts consulted by the Daily Mail say his brazen behavior could have left the 54-year-old MAGA favorite who oversaw ICE's aggressive crackdown until she was removed from her position on March 5th, vulnerable to blackmail. You think the Trump administration knew about this?
Had to have. That's why, yeah. He would have never let this get out if he didn't know beforehand. I think he probably knew about it and said, hey, excuse me, Christy, you and your lopsided nipples need to go ahead and you need to leave.
If a media organization can finally decide, you can assume with a high degree of confidence that hostile intelligence service knows this as well.
Imagine all the Iranian intelligence having these.
In a selfie share with one of his online contacts, Brian, in insurance mode, can be seen squeezing into a flesh-colored crop top and skin-tight pink shorts. The rugged father of 3 appears to have stuffed 2 balloons in there.
Rugged father of 3. The rugged father of 3.
See, you're simpatico with my audience here.
I need a baby aspirin. My blood pressure's sky high right now.
Oh my God. And look back at Kristi Noem and husband Brian supporting each other.
I want to introduce to you my husband, Brian, who's here with me today. He is my constant 24/7 reminder of our dedication to public service.
You think she has PTSD of the sound of 2 balloons rubbing against each other? It makes her jump.
She had to have known about it, right? I mean, there's no way she didn't know.
There's no way. As front facing as that is, as many public
or as up and down as that is.
Yeah, as lopsided as this story's been. Okay, she had to have known.
You give very lopsided coverage of this.
Yeah, this coverage is way lopsided, Joe. All right.
She definitely knew.
And that it's not a solo effort or done alone.
The thing about Christy I admire the most.
Oh, so she's
it's her lopsided boobs. That's really what I'm trying to do is
her work ethic. It doesn't matter what she's doing, if she's fixing fence or if she's saddling a horse or
murdering a dog in a gravel pit or buying me more balloons, and she does many things around our family.
Lots of skills.
She's working in Congress. Nobody will outwork her.
He has been a rock by my side, and I appreciate all of his love over so many years. I'm grateful.
As creepy as it's been. As unsettling as the nature of his expression of love has been.
Bro, I've heard of fetishes and I've heard of having kinks and liking certain things, whatever. But the literal idea of being a normal dude kissy facing with 2 cockeyed balloon nipples in your shirt and wearing a pair of your wife's spandex shorts blows my entire mind. When I saw that today, I just kept looking at it going, why? Where?
How is this the thing that you stumbled on? All the political news in the world, this is the one you're just
That was it.
Like laser focused in. I got this one.
It's funny. It's so funny. It is hilarious. This guy, just think about it, man. He was day in and day out. This guy was talking to her about ICE raids and like how stressful her job is and like dealing with Trump. And at the same time, he had a go bag filled with balloons and biker shorts.
Let's go.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, you sent how many ICE agents today? Well, that's amazing. They did a good job. All these news stories, and he's like, oh, I can't wait to slap them balloons on when this conversation's over.
You know, when he dresses to the nines.
Yeah. You know he's sitting there going, I would look so good in that damn dress.
I'm saying he looks like a regular run of the mill guy.
Yeah,
you know
completely run of the mill. I just wonder if he does like those weird things, like he wears the biker shorts under his suit pants. Whenever
another photo shows the rancher and businessman wearing figure-hugging green leggings and a white top stretched out over two bulging orbs. Remarkably, Brian's face is clearly visible in both images.
No
He
shame.
Playfully at the camera, seemingly unconcerned that his online activity could pose security implications. Oh my God.
No shame. Like, you got to give it to, see, they're all lopsided. So weird. It's so specific.
Oh my God.
No, he did this. Somebody says, wait, he did it twice. No. There are several photos.
They have hundreds. They said hundreds of photos.
That the ones I saw online. Like, yeah, there's like ones of him doing the like the Instagram girl thing, like taking a picture of his butt in a pair of like leggings. And I'm just like, bro, calm down, buddy. Let's cool it.
Their marriage became the subject of intense speculation when the Daily Mail revealed her alleged years-long affair with close advisor Corey Lewandowski in a 2023 expose. Christie at the time.
Here we go, boys.
Here we go.
You have to.
The
you're not going to
Republican
get
governor of
popped.
South Dakota. Byron supported his wife by sitting dutifully
with his legs
in
crossed,
green
like,
hot pants
like-
behind her at a March 4th congressional hearing, scrutinizing her aggressive immigration enforcement tactics. No.
What are you doing? Why are you denying your audience the pure comedy that this is?
They don't want this.
They do. They want it. I wonder if he was wearing those leggings when they took that dog to the gravel pit now, because it may have been hot that day.
Let's hear her
Why
response.
then is the question, have you made Corey Lewandowski your de facto chief of staff who possesses an unchecked level of power at DHS? So according to the Wall Street Journal, you and Mr. L have a close relationship that has made President Trump, quote, uncomfortable. The president reportedly denounced Corey Lewandowski as your chief of staff due to reports of a romantic relationship between the two of you. Corey has a decades-long record of physical battery, sexual harassment, illegal lobbying for a Venezuelan oil company, and bringing a loaded gun into a federal building. He is unqualified. So Secretary Noem, at any time during your tenure as Director of Department of Homeland Security, have you had sexual relations with Corey Lewandowski?
Mr. Chairman, I am shocked that we're going down and peddling tabloid garbage in this committee today. Ma'am, one thing that I would tell you is that he is a special government employee who works for the White House. There are thousands of them in the federal government.
So reclaiming
and
my
is an
time,
advisor
Secretary, it is
and has
okay for
no,
you to be
no
offended
authority
by
to
the
be
question.
making any
It is
decisions.
okay for you to
Has
be
no
offended
authority
by the
to
question.
be making
But it is
decisions
also
and
a
putting
real
in
question.
positions. So what I would say
And
to
you should be able to
is
answer
that
the
what we
question.
do at the Department of
What if she just freaked out in the middle of this? It was like,
Clearly,
ma'am, Mr. Lewandowski didn't steal my yoga pants. Okay? I'm sorry. I just needed my own yoga pants.
This is the first time I saw that clip, and all I'm thinking is, she didn't say no. She didn't say no. And frankly, when you learn about, Mr. Biker Shorts at home, Mr. Lopsided biker shorts at home, I'm not giving her a pass, but you can understand, right? I mean, that's, you can understand.
Yeah, I'm not mad at her. Yeah.
it sort of takes the sting out of the whole thing, right? As far as her being a home wrecker, when it's
just imagine that guy going into the store and buying extra large yoga pants. They're for my wife. So dying. Joe's frozen with a face of disgust. Oh no, he literally froze in real time this time. Joe, I don't understand pink biker shorts. Somebody says, I don't know why you can't just enjoy the comedy that this is. Okay.
Brian got in contact with a model using the pseudonym Jason Jackson, commenting her amazing curves and vowing to worship her like a goddess.
Jackson.
In text and articles, the pair shared everything from mundane daily chit-chat to spicy banter about her augmented chest. How are your boobs, he asked her. Would you ever go eat bigger? Miles sent him an array of topless selfies and lingerie shots. Jason apparently felt relaxed enough to reciprocate with photos of himself wearing skimpy outfits and lopsided do-it-yourself boobs.
You know, I'm pretty good
You
with that.
turned me into a girl, he said. Should I put on leggings?
A sentence I have never written to anybody ever. Oh, it's so good. It's the greatest day of my life.
A PayPal account belonging to Jason Jackson sent the woman regular deposits, typically between $500 and $1,000.
Oh no! Why
He
are
said
you
he
paying
openly admitted to
this?
having a wife and family. He said, I love my wife, I
no.
want to get better. Then he disappeared, come back, and start again. Over time, Miles began to figure out the real identity of their shadowy benefactor. A second woman told Daily Mail she pocket dialed Jason and was astonished to hear a voicemail greeting saying, Noem Insurance, leave a message.
Oh no.
A quick Google search pulled up photos of Kristi and Brian Noem. I was completely shocked. I said, why are you doing this? I didn't think hot guys did this, the woman said. He said he didn't care. I thought you should care. Your wife could lose everything she's ever worked for. The second one also read about Christy's alleged affair with Lewandowski, a longtime GOP operative who married 9/11 widow Allison Hardy in 2005 and has 4 children. I asked him about it, and his response was, I know, there's nothing I can do about it. So, meanwhile, Noem and GOP operative Corey Lewandowski continued to appear alongside each other publicly. Lewandowski reappeared on Noem's side during an official trip to Guyana last week. Brian appears to have curtailed his messaging around January this year, just as his wife has overseen the controversial deportation surge in Minneapolis, in which 2 U.S. citizens were shot dead.
What's up, Chris?
Trump removed her from the cabinet 2 months later amid bipartisan criticism of her clumsy efforts to label the pair domestic terrorists. Insiders say the president was also furious after Noem told Congress he had approved $220 million campaign featuring riding a horse at Mount Rushmore. That's what they said was the reason for her firing. That was it. She was replaced by Mark Wayne Mullen, and she was moved over to be special envoy for the Shield of Americas, which is a made-up job.
Oh man, all the world's a stage. That's all I know.
Her current job involves liaising with Latin American governments to fight drug cartels. In other words, doing nothing. The Daily Mail ran the photos of Brian through specialist software to check for any signs that had been generated by AI. Our analysis found no evidence of digital tampering with consistent lighting across the face, chest, fabric, and background. The telltale signs of edited or fake pictures, such as visible seams, artifacts, or background distortion, were not detected. Metadata suggests they were taken early 2025 on an iPhone set to Central Time, consistent with Brian's South Dakota location. So that's all the reasons that we assume that these are legitimate photos of him.
They're 100% legitimate. Those are not AI. Those are not any sort of like Photoshop or anything. God, that son of a.
Maybe.
You're not even gonna read it. Thank you. It's so good.
You sent the $10 rant because YouTube censored it. Let me go check on you over here.
Oh man, my face hurts so much from smiling and laughing. I love when this stuff happens. Oh,
I always thought the Christy gave off dominatrix vibe. No wonder she looks like a plastic Barbie. He's been publicly cucked for years. Lewandowski, beta male, gonna beta. Asymmetrical nipples is the most offensive part.
So
Going to Bulldozer. Oh my God. Joe won't be watching live because I work for a living. Probably not the only one. Well, I'm glad you work for a living.
Yep. Good job, man.
You can watch afterwards.
It's seriously though, the lopsided nipples is the funniest thing because that's his fetish, and that is such a weird fetish to have that I'm like, well, how are Christy's nipples then, right? Are they trying to run away from each other? Like what's going on there, pal? Also, why the big balloons? Like that just imagine he did it so often that he has one of those balloon pumpers, those little hand balloon pumps.
Kristi Noem weighs in on report husband lives cross-dressing double life. The family was blindsided by this. I guess
sure.
I guess when the news popped, they all jumped in shock.
Somebody said an air compressor. Okay, compose yourself. This is a serious news show. We take things serious here. We handle the news. We discuss politics. We were just discussing.
When I saw this story, I was like, I'm not gonna be able to control Sin tonight. I'm not gonna be able to control him.
So good. It is so good. I love these stories when they happen. The guy in the Biden administration stealing dresses was just glorious to me. Like, all these things are hilarious. All these people are freaks. All of them are freaks. Anybody that is like this is a freak. I'm sorry. Whew. Oh man, my face hurts. Oh God.
I think I found the guy who that fake thing was intended for. It's over here. So that's the guy who started.
So your nipples need to be adjusted.
That's the guy who started the craze, I guess.
So you only have one nipple. I can't see. Get you fixed that. Oh man.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyway, so she's weighing in on this. I don't believe anything she's saying this. Former Department of Homeland Security Chief Kristi Noem is devastated by salacious allegations her husband Brian lives a double life where he cross-dresses and chats online with fetish models. Quote, Ms. Noem is devastated. The family is blindsided by this and they ask for privacy and prayers at this time. According to reporting by the Daily Mail, Brian Noem chatted up women from the so-called bimbification fetish scene in which adult performers augment their breasts with massive amounts of saline. So
it just, I'm telling you, every time I see him wearing a suit, I just imagine him wearing like spandex biker shorts up underneath it because he's like, I just need to feel it against my skin.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, there's that, and this is the online world's reaction to it.
Yeah.
Political world erupts over report on Kristi Noem's cross-dressing husband. Social media users online left in shock on Tuesday after a report accused former Secretary of Homeland Security Kristi Noem's husband of living a double life.
It stops the chafing, somebody says.
The story quickly went viral on social media. What?
Somebody in your chat says it stops the chafing. And then somebody else said, no, she bought those shorts for him. He wears panties underneath the suit. He's so bad.
Why is everyone in politics so easy to blackmail? Dog.
Yeah, that was my face earlier today, followed by immediately doubled over laughter this morning.
You just want to each day what these people have in store for you next. This is WTF react to Piers Morgan while Megyn Kelly mocked. I'm glad Cricket doesn't have to see this. Who's Cricket? Reference to the controversy over Kristi Noem's decision to shoot and kill her pet dog Cricket. Oh, okay. All right. And I'll tell you this much, these stupid Democrats, it's like, like seriously, like this is like
What?
You're,
Like
you're,
what?
no, I'm saying their entire platform is
Yeah.
about embracing
Yeah,
weird
and accepting.
fetishes,
Yeah.
weird fetishes like this. So, it's like,
Yeah, but you got to remember when you pearl clutch and you do all these things on the other side, and you don't allow a little bit of that freak flag to sort of like, I don't know how to explain what I'm saying exactly. I really
you're saying
can't.
there's hypocrisy here when
Yes.
you're
Yeah, yeah.
platforming against it and then
Mhm.
doing it in behind closed doors.
Yeah,
Although clearly poorly doing it behind closed doors because he's sharing it with hookers.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Yeah, I mean, we let Christy skate with the I killed a dog in a gravel pit because it just wasn't good enough. Nobody cared about that. We just like, oh, she's just murdering dogs for no reason. It just
I thought she was putting it out of its misery.
no. She said that it was an unruly dog that she couldn't train. And instead of sending it to somebody to train it or giving it to a family that could train it or a person that could train it, she took it to a gravel pit and murdered it. Nobody cared. You didn't read her book? Oh, well, I only read that section. because I was like,
Against all odds, Christy Noem is the normal one in her marriage.
yes.
That's pretty funny. The entire GOP is full of degenerates. That's not true. I mean,
Somebody said
there are
sin
too
is
many.
a city boy. That is a blasphemous. No. Shocked.
What in the world?
What about the video of him dancing around too? That's been out. Oh, people are great. I love them. Oh god, so good.
That's really funny.
He dodged a bullet because that video of him that came out and of him dancing around like a girl or whatever hit the news, and immediately a day later this comes out. So he got saved by the news cycle so fast. He is so lucky.
I want to see how many likes this got. This only 200.
Wow.
I don't know. Oh, the authors blocked me.
Hey, good job, Joe. Way to go. There's a scout.
Oh, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Who is this schmo?
That is Christopher David. Taser face.
That's really funny.
Yeah. Bro, these massive. He's followed by a bunch of people in Comicsgate too. Ethan Van Sciver's there. Weird.
I don't know who he is. I think that's funny. Oh my god. All right. Well, anyhow, so I guess I'm not giving that a like. And screw you. You would have had 204 likes. You would have, but now you don't. Anyhow, so there you go. That's the story there. There's only one other topic that I wanted to cover with you all here, and that was something that was actually great news that we got today in a decision in Chiles v. Salazar. I'm not going to go through the entire decision. I'll give you the sum and substance of it. Chiles v. Salazar relates to a case where the state of California put a ban on conversion therapy. This is trying to convert gays back into being straight.
Okay.
Now, I can understand. I'm not going to profess.
I got to get a cigarette after that. That was too good.
I'm not going to profess to know everything there is to know about
gays. Are you sure?
Conversion therapy.
Oh.
Okay. I've heard stuff that involves sometimes like shocks and things of that nature. Physical type of, basically.
Won't you ask Grok? Grok, can you explain to me what they do in gay conversion therapy?
I think that probably is a good question for Grok.
Blink, immediately banned from X. They won't ban you. Gay conversion therapy.
Grok,
only thing
in 500 characters or less, tell me what is done in gay conversion therapy.
Gay conversion therapy tries to change someone's sexual orientation from gay to straight.
No shit,
Uses talk
Sherlock.
therapy, prayer, Aversion tactics, like shocks or nausea paired with same-sex images, hormone treatments, or ex-gay counseling. Most methods are discredited, ineffective, and often harmful, causing depression, anxiety, or suicide risk. Major psych orgs call it unethical pseudoscience. 187 chars.
All right, good, fine. So there you go. So
So
I told you it's some shock therapy.
yeah, so what they do is they make these gay guys watch Good Logic show, and then as they're enjoying it, they shock them. Don't do that.
No. That's not what happens.
Okay. Well, all right, hear me out. Maybe Kristi Noem's husband was doing gay conversion therapy on himself by shocking himself with the static electricity of two balloons rubbing against each other. And now we're just bullying him and judging him. You ever thought about that?
I had not thought of that.
There we go.
But I will tell you that yeah, so I can understand estates, let's say, banning shock therapy. You know, something that could be like really, damaging to a person. I kind of get that. I have no idea. I know that leftist grok is going to tell me that it never works and that it's damaging and stuff of that nature. I'll tell you that I think that it probably I don't know. I don't know enough about it, but the Supreme Court was weighing in on Colorado's ban on it.
Okay.
And specifically that they banned conversations that are designed to discourage let's face it, usually a kid, from deciding whether or not they're gay. So you're not allowed to discourage a kid. A medical professional specifically is not allowed to discourage someone in Colorado under their statute, was not allowed to discourage a patient from embracing their gay side. And the case is Charles v. Salazar. So Kaylee Charles holds a master's degree in clinical mental health and state counseling license in Colorado. And her clients often have different goals. Some of them hope to reduce or eliminate unwanted sexual attractions. I put this in green because this is like factual background. Some hope to reduce or eliminate unwanted sexual attractions, change sexual behaviors, or grow in the experience of in harmony with their bodies. With all these clients, Ms. Charles seeks to help them reach their stated objectives. So if they say, hey, look, I want to deal with the fact that I'm gay and embrace my gayness, how can I do that? She'll do that. She's not someone who's an avowed anti-homosexual crusader for, what the left would say your typical crusader for the religious right. But if they want to try and cope with not embracing their gay side, she would help them with that as well. Okay, she basically was like, tell me what your objectives are, and I will help you reach that. With all his clients, Ms. Chili seeks to help them reach their state objectives, and she employs only talk therapy. This is an important factor because she's not engaging in shock. She's not engaging in anything like that. She's just sitting there helping them talk through it, whatever problems they're trying to cope with. In 2019, Colorado adopted a law prohibiting licensed counselors from engaging in conversion therapy with minors. Any practice or treatment that attempts to change an individual's sexual orientation or gender identity, as well as an effort to change behaviors or gender expressions or eliminate or reduce sexual romantic attractions toward individuals of the same sex. So basically, when she would be giving them, if she's helping them, reach an objective that's not consistent with this, so she would be essentially breaking the law. Yet the law explicitly allows counselors to provide acceptance, support, and understanding for identity exploration and development. So the law basically says you can't stop them, but you can help push them towards homosexuality. So in that sense, now the law is purporting to monitor the content of your speech.
Okay.
When a patient is talking to a doctor in Colorado, if the doctor says, and they say, I think I'm gay, then the doctor says, wow, that's great. You should really, check out these magazines as to how you can really appreciate your life as a gay man. That's perfectly legal. If they say, you really should question that and here are some articles which are basically telling you why it is that teens often mistakenly think they're gay when they're not at all gay. That would be breaking the law. So now the law is purporting to monitor these physicians in how and what content they're providing. So that's called a content-based speech restriction. If the content is something they like, it's okay. But if it's content they don't like, then it's not okay. If the law over here said that you're not allowed to talk to kids about sexual orientation at all, then the law might be okay. But since they're saying specifically one direction is okay and the opposite direction is not okay, that's a major factor in why this statute dies. Do you see what I'm saying here?
Yeah.
All right. So we're not going through the whole decision. I'm just going through the introduction here, but because I want you all to understand.
So basically, you're saying that a doctor can't hear that some dude is gay and then immediately start giving him shock therapy, which to me is very sad. In America, we should be allowed to.
But not at all saying that.
We should be able to. Well, that's what I heard. We should be able to immediately institute shock therapy if necessary for any sort of illness.
Right.
You can't see me because my camera's off, but I'm doing air quotes, right, with my hands.
Yeah.
Illness. If a person is sick, we should be able to, do what's necessary to cure them.
Right. But this is where the court here is fixating on the speech because that's where the statute is going to die.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
the holding of the court is Colorado law banning conversion therapy as applied to Ms. Child's talk therapy regulates speech based on viewpoint. And the lower courts erred by failing to apply sufficiently rigorous First Amendment scrutiny. The First Amendment protects the inalienable right of so they should have been applying strict scrutiny to this statute, and they didn't. They applied rational basis scrutiny. The First Amendment protects the inalienable right of every individual to decide for himself how best to speak. And so you're free to decide how you want to speak, and laws regulating communicative content are presumptively unconstitutional and triggering strict scrutiny.
Okay.
And they say that there's a few categories where you can do this. And I think this is important for you and my audience to know, a few historic and traditional categories of expression they can monitor, such as fraud, defamation, and even fighting words, where content-based restrictions do not automatically, you wouldn't have strict scrutiny there. So if they say you can't be saying these fighting words, about your mother or something like that, in that case, you wouldn't have strict scrutiny there.
Got you.
A law regulating the content of speech cannot avoid searching First Amendment review just because it mostly regulates non-expressive conduct. Because this law isn't just like you can't talk to monitors. It's a big statute, which is basically saying you can't do conversion, you can't do shock therapy, you can't do this, you can't do that, you know what I'm saying? And in there is you can't talk to minors about, trying to talk them out of being gay. So, so the defenders from Colorado, the state of Colorado was like, it's only a small part of the whole statute. You know what I'm saying? The point of the statute is really the rest of it, and this is just a piece of it. And the Supreme Court is like, just because it's a piece of it doesn't mean we're not going to apply strict scrutiny over here because it is a piece of it.
Yeah.
What matters is whether, in fact, the law regulates speech in the case at hand. As applied to Ms. Childs, Colorado law, so this is like basically the law that they're saying, and then they're bringing it home. I put it in red because this is where they're bringing it home to this case. As applied to Ms. Childs, Colorado law regulates the content of her speech and goes further to prescribe what views she may and may not express, discriminating on the basis of viewpoint.
Okay.
So, yeah.
These doctors are no longer allowed to call people F slurs once they get told that.
Basically.
That's rude. You know what? I'm just saying, this is not the America I want to live in. Okay, Colorado?
No. By F slurs, you mean freaks?
We'll go with that. You're not going to trick me into this again and gaslight me for the rest of the show. You're not going to do it.
What does that mean?
You know exactly what you're trying to get me to say. I don't mean freaks, okay?
Fools?
Keep at it. Keep trying.
Flying fig.
Flying fig. Your fig's very close. Figure it out. Figure it out. Oh God, I came so close.
I'm so confused.
You're not confused. You know what I'm saying. You're an educated man. Queen, bundle of sticks,
The fact that
flagstone.
the state viewpoint regulation falls only on licensed healthcare professionals does not change the equation. Meaning that if you wanted to call them flying figs, you under the statute you would be fine with that. It's only stopping doctors. But
Thank
just
God.
because it's only applying to doctors doesn't mean we ignore the fact that you're limiting the speech of doctors.
First, they came for the doctors, and I said nothing because I could call them an Epstein when they left the doctor's office.
You're getting it now, and that's what this court is saying. We're not going to let you restrict those doctors. You can be able to say that to their face.
Now this is a court case I can get behind. All right, I'm just saying. Let's cover this for sure.
Colorado's argument that the law regulates speech only incidentally fails because the court's speech incident to conduct doctrine asks whether the laws restricts speech only because it's integrally related to unlawful conduct or whether the law restricts expressive conduct only for reasons unrelated to its content. This is this is a mouthful, which if you read this and are not a lawyer, even if you are a lawyer, you sit there saying, what? And then you have to like sort of dissect it. So fortunately, I read this beforehand, and I was like, what are they trying to say here? And I think it's an important thing. So when you're talking about speech incident to conduct, right? So you're allowed to pass a law restricting speech if it's speech that is incident to conduct. What does that mean? It means, okay, let's say you're going on let's say you join a gang and that gang decides they want to go on a murder spree of a rival gang, right?
Mm-hmm.
So one of them says, yeah, cut the leader's throat, right?
Right.
So and they're with the leader and they're holding him hostage. One of them says, cut the throat. So then the guy follows and does it. So the speech is incident to conduct, right? It's like you can punish the guy for issuing the speech. The guy might say, "Hey, I have freedom of speech. I just said cut his throat." So what's wrong with that? So they're like, well, the main thing that you're trying to stop here, the speech incident to conduct is the main thing you're trying to stop is the cutting of the throat. So when you're trying to stop the cutting of the throat, you can also stop the speech that's incident to the conduct. So you would be allowed to restrict speech incident to the conduct and say the speech itself, even without the throat cutting, is illegal. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
I agree.
Because the main thing is not the speech itself. What you're trying to stop is the throat from being cut. So since you're trying to stop the throat from being cut, the speech that the person's giving, you're allowed to restrict that too. And we say the reason you're allowed to restrict that speech is because we're trying to stop the main crime from happening, which is the guy being beheaded. So what the state of Colorado was claiming with how this applies here, the state of Colorado said, look, the reason we were trying to stop people from saying to a kid who comes out to them, hey, knock it off, is because that's the things that they would say when they're engaging in conversion therapy. So we don't want to allow them to engage in this action of conversion therapy that we're making illegal. And the speech that's associated with it, we're also regulating that speech.
We think that, do we honestly think that these people that were doing the conversion therapy were just yelling F slurs at these poor kids? Because if so, I'm in the wrong business.
You stinking flying pig. What's wrong with you? I knew I never should let you watch Queer Eye. What the heck? Oh my God. All that time watching, all the time going over to FFS podcast.
Hey,
What was I thinking?
Whoa. Now you're getting, look, if you are gay, we do accept everybody over there. And we are a full free speech platform. We allow anybody to say anything as long as it's not violent or illegal. Okay. We do say F slurs and the occasional N word. Probably say the N word way too much just because. But yeah, y'all should subscribe over there. We are like 98 people away from having 1,000 now.
Right. When I met you, you were like at 400.
Yeah. I was actually, when we met the first time we hung out, I was at 200. And then
Wow.
a month, yeah.
Wow, look at that.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good.
I made you, kid.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Let's get him up. Let's get him up over 1,000. Let's do that.
Yeah, y'all don't have to watch. I just want to be monetized.
If you share
so I
the
can
link
start
with
doing
me,
actual videos.
If you share the link with me, I will share it out.
Always having to share this link. I swear. Give me a second. Let me grab it.
Hassan's dog was actually just gay. It all makes sense.
Oh man, that is that. All right, that is too funny. All right, copy. We'll go ahead and put it in the chat. Well, Nacho Katie says already sub. Look, make 90 something alt accounts and sub with those. Okay, and I'll put this.
Anyway, so this is the holding of the court. I'm going to ask you to guess. How many justices signed off on this decision? It was at least 5.
How many justices are there in total?
There's a total of 9. You have the 6. You have the 3 really based ones, the 3 who are establishment folks, and then you have the 3 lefties. The 3 lefties are Jackson, Sotomayor, and Kagan. The 3 in the middle there, the establishment people are Chief Justice Roberts, Kavanaugh, and Barrett. And the ones on the right tend to be thought of as being Gorsuch, Alito, and Thomas. So Gorsuch is the one who wrote this opinion. How many justices do you think signed off on this opinion?
I'm gonna go with the chat. All the chat's saying 8. I'm going 8. Let's do 8.
They told you.
I mean, I was gonna go 7, and
you wouldn't think it would be 8. You would be. I mean, to think that. And who's the one against?
I don't know who's the base judge that probably walked out of there and was like, God, it's so gay.
So who's the one who's saying no? They can ban it, and you can stop doctors from talking to that the law is okay. Which liberal justice was like, no, it's totally okay. You're not allowed to call them flying figs. Which justice do you think it was?
I really Sotomayor.
That's not a bad guess.
I think it's Sotomayor. It's not
Jackson.
Jesus.
Yeah, she's the worst of the worst.
That's the new black lady that Biden did, right? Yeah,
that's Brown Jackson.
Yeah, I always forget what Takashi Brown Jackson, I think is that her name? Some crap like that.
That's
Jumanji. Yeah.
It's
black name Brown Jackson, okay? All right. We'll put that out there.
That was also pretty racist, but
no, it's not.
I'll let it slide.
You're gonna, you know what? I swear to God, I hope you go to conversion therapy, and I'm in that doctor's office. Look, I'm just saying. All right, I really missed a calling if they have a medical profession that specifies in conversion therapy. Look, Christy Noem, send your husband to me. All right, I'll convert him. I'll get him back.
She wrote
right
a
on track.
30-page dissent.
No, she didn't. I was gonna ask if we could read the dissent, but 30 pages is, bro, that is like gold worth. That is a lot.
It's on page
and not
32,
one F slur to be had.
Yeah, it's very unlikely you're gonna find your favorite F slur in there.
What an asshole.
Yeah, she is. She is. But the good news is she's alone. All alone.
All the rest of them were high-fiving and calling her the F slur.
Not likely, but possible.
Somebody says I'd be flipping that big old giant switch in the old Frankenstein movies. Yeah.
Could be. Anyway, so that is, I guess that's pretty much the news we have from tonight. It's a good day all around. And tomorrow morning, 10 a.m., I'm going to be live streaming oral arguments of birthright citizenship.
And then burning bread.
And burning bread also. Yes, that's going to happen too. That's going to happen too. So I'm not going to be here tomorrow evening. I'm just reminding you all, I will not be here tomorrow evening. I will not be here on Thursday. I do plan on having a show on Saturday night. That's the schedule. That's the Passover schedule for now. More updates to follow. I just don't want to confuse anyone with respect to the schedule. So I will be here on Saturday night, but I'm not going to be here Wednesday night or Thursday. So, any final thoughts you have for our audience before we let them go?
Look, I have a video from a friend of mine, all right, that I absolutely love. He's the editor on my show. He does all my intros. He does all my funny little clips that we do. Well, most of our funny little clips that we do. And he is also a YouTuber called, he's called The 90s Router. And look, everybody, please go subscribe to my show. You don't have to watch it. Please don't watch it, but just subscribe. That's all I need you to do. FFS Cast is an amazing group of guys. But one of the guys, a lot of new people have come over there and they're like, hey man, why do you make fun of this one guy by the name of Frog Tony? You saw him last week giving you super chats to try to mess with me, which was very funny. Keep giving Joe money. I think you should do that. But there is something that we had done in collaboration with each other to sort of give people a taste of the people that we cover, right? Like Nick Arcada had Montegraph and all these other little guys he used to cover. I want to put that in the chat, and you guys go over and just watch it and hype it and give it a shot. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that video right now in the chat. And if you want to subscribe to him, you're welcome to. But I want to try to get as many views on the video because this guy is a crazy person. And I really want to get as many eyes on it as possible and share it around. Put it on Twitter. But that's all I've got to say. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Chad.
All right. Well, there you go. So make sure should we we can include a link in the chat also, right?
Yeah.
If you want.
Yeah, I just went ahead and posted it. So
You can post it in the chat if you want.
I just did.
And just like you did that?
I posted it. So
You can post it. There you go. And did you
I can't pin it. Even though you made me a managing mod, it still doesn't allow me to
All right,
pin
it's pinned now, so make sure you guys head on all over there. I'm just going to remind you all that Lab Meat was never meant for you, that it was meant for Justice Jackson. and I guess Brian Noem. And do not eat the bugs. Don't do it. Just don't do it. I thank you all for joining me. I will see you tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Oral arguments, birthright citizenship, Donald Trump sitting in the room glaring at the three justices appointed saying, you damn well freaking better make my EO stand up here. I thank you all for joining me. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Till then, have a good night. And as always, Godspeed.
Godspeed, guys. Bye.